Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're like me, you're always on the lookout for the next big thing in the stock market. And let's be real, nothing gets the blood pumping quite like a hot new tech IPO today. We're diving deep into the most anticipated tech stocks expected to go public in 2025 and 2026. These are the companies that could reshape our world and potentially our portfolios. So, grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's talk about the future. First off, what exactly are newly trading tech stocks, and why should we care? Simply put, these are tech companies making their debut on the public stock market through an initial public offering, or IPO. This is the first time everyday investors can buy a piece of the company. It's a huge milestone. For years, these companies have been nurtured by venture capitalists and private investors. Now, they're ready for the big leagues, seeking public capital to fuel their next wave of growth, expansion, and innovation. But why the hype? Well, investing in a tech IPO can feel like getting in on the ground floor. Think about the early days of giants like Google, Amazon, or even Nvidia. Early investors saw life-changing returns. The dream is to find the next one. These newly listed companies are often at the cutting edge of technology. We're talking artificial intelligence, fintech, biotechnology, and sustainable energy. They're not just businesses, they're potential disruptors. Of course, with great potential comes great risk. IPOs can be incredibly volatile. The initial hype can send stock prices soaring, only for them to come crashing back to earth. Remember that for every success story, there are plenty of others that don't pan out. That's why research is absolutely crucial. We need to look past the buzz and analyze the fundamentals. Their business model, revenue growth, profitability path, leadership team, and competitive landscape. That's exactly what we're going to do today. We'll separate the hype from the reality. Alright, let's get to the exciting part. Who are the heavy hitters lining up for an IPO? Kicking things off is a name you've probably heard a lot about, Data. This company is an absolute beast in the world of big data and AI. They provide a unified platform that lets companies manage all their data, analytics, and AI workloads in one place. Think of them as the digital brain for major corporations. With the AI revolution in full swing, every company is scrambling to make sense of their data, and Databricks is right at the center of it all. Their revenue has been skyrocketing, and they count thousands of major global companies as customers. When Databricks goes public, it's expected to be one of the largest and most watched software IPOs in recent memory. Next up, let's talk about fintech. The financial technology space is constantly evolving, and a major player preparing to step into the public eye is Stripe. If you've ever bought something online, you've likely used Stripe's technology without even knowing it. They provide the payment processing backbone for millions of businesses, from small startups to giants like Amazon and Shopify. Stripe makes it incredibly easy for businesses to accept payments online and in person. Their valuation has been a topic of much discussion, and while it has fluctuated with market conditions, their fundamental role in the digital economy is undeniable. A Stripe IPO would be a landmark event for the entire fintech industry, signaling the maturity and importance of digital payments. Now let's shift gears to a company that's all about creativity and collaboration. Canva. This online design platform has taken the world by storm. It allows anyone, regardless of their design experience, to create stunning visuals from social media posts and presentations to posters and videos. Canva has democratized design, empowering small businesses, students, and nonprofits to create professional-grade marketing materials with ease. Their user base is massive and fiercely loyal. With a subscription-based model and a focus on simplicity and teamwork, Canva has built a powerful and profitable business. Their IPO will be a test of the market's appetite for creative software tools, and many believe they have what it takes to be a long-term winner. Let's turn our attention to the world of enterprise software and automation. A name you need to know is This German company is a leader in a field called process mining. It's a bit technical, but here's the gist. Celonis uses AI to analyze a company's internal processes, like how they handle customer orders or manage their supply chain. It finds bottlenecks and inefficiencies that humans would never spot, then recommends ways to fix them. In a world where every company is trying to be more efficient and save money, this technology is like gold. They help businesses optimize their operations from the inside out. Celonis has been quietly growing into a powerhouse, and its IPO could bring a lot more attention to the critical field of process intelligence. And you can't talk about future tech without mentioning cybersecurity. The need for digital protection has never been greater, and one of the most anticipated IPOs in this space is SNCC, spelled S-N-Y-K. SNCC is focused on developer security. Traditionally, security was something that happened at the end of the development process. SNCC's big idea is to integrate security checks directly into the coding process itself. This shift-left approach helps developers find and fix vulnerabilities in their code in real time, long before it becomes a major problem. It makes software safer and development faster. As software continues to eat the world, the company that helps secure it from the ground up is in a very powerful position. Now, I want to pivot to a company that's a bit different but hugely relevant. Impossible Foods. These are the folks behind the plant-based burgers and sausages that look, cook, and taste like meat. They're not just a food company. They're a biotech company using science to tackle one of the world's biggest challenges, creating a sustainable food system. The market for plant-based alternatives is exploding as consumers become more conscious about their health, the environment, and animal welfare. An IPO from Impossible Foods would be a massive event, not just for the food industry but for the entire ESG investing movement. It represents a bet on a fundamental shift in how we eat. So, with all these incredible companies on the horizon, how should you, the individual investor, approach these IPOs? First, don't get swept up in the day one hype. The initial trading day is often chaotic and driven by emotion, not fundamentals. It's often wiser to wait for the dust to settle. The quiet period expiration, usually a few weeks after the IPO, is when investment banks can start publishing their research. This can provide a more balanced view of the company's prospects. Second, do your own homework. Don't just rely on headlines. When a company files to go public, they release a document called the S1. It's long, it's dense, but it's a treasure trove of information. It details their financials, business strategy, risks, and competition. Read it, understand what you're buying into. Look for consistent revenue growth, a clear path to profitability, and a strong competitive advantage, what Warren Buffett calls a moat. Third, consider your own risk tolerance and portfolio. IPOs are high-risk, high-reward plays. They should inform the core of your investment strategy unless you're comfortable with potential volatility and losses. It might be smart to allocate only a small portion of your portfolio to these newer companies. Diversification is, and always will be, your best friend in investing. Never put all your eggs in one basket, no matter how promising that basket looks. In summary, the next couple of years are shaping up to be incredibly exciting for the tech IPO market. Companies like Databricks, Stripe, Canva, Celonis, Snick, and Impossible Foods aren't just looking to raise capital. They're looking to solidify their positions as leaders in the next generation of technology and innovation. By understanding their businesses and approaching the market with a clear, disciplined strategy, you can be prepared to make informed decisions when these giants finally step into the public arena. It's a fascinating time to be an investor, and the opportunities are immense for those who are prepared. That's all for today's deep dive. I hope this gave you a solid overview of the tech IPO landscape for 2025 and 2026. Which of these companies are you most excited about? Are there any others on your radar? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you resubscribed so you don't miss our future content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.